Hello and welcome back to another video today here again on Need for Speed Unbound for another kind of upgrades and customization style video. So recently in my most recent stream on Need for Speed Unbound where I'm working through the campaign, I spent quite a lot of money on a McLaren to use for the fourth and final week leading up to the final grand, which is the race we're working towards in this. So I spent about a third of my money on this. At the moment it's stock, so I need to quickly throw on some upgrades so that we can use it throughout this final week, and then focus on the visual stuff. But to start with, I'm just going to make sure it's competitive for some S+ class racing. So unlike my previous customization videos, this is actually in the campaign mode rather than online. So there are of course engine swaps, but they're all very expensive, and why would I do that to this poor car? So, what I'm going to do is just start putting on elite parts. I did also get the elite garage upgrade for 100,000 in my previous streams, so we're well underway with getting some performance into this car. I mean, we're already, with these upgrades, well into S+. Some of them I obviously can't afford yet, but we'll get there. No point putting some of them in until we can afford the elite parts. I will, though, go with elite suspension. Can I afford anything else yet? No. Okay, so first race I was showing, well, first race I'm actually doing in the sort of half-upgraded McLaren. But for some reason the pebbly soon as possible person's in this one, in his Mercedes, which is interesting because I thought he said he didn't race in the thing before. Oh god. No, that was my chance to win. Let's try that again.
Hey, watch out, my boy playing around tonight. Dispatch, we're on the tails of those suspects.
Okay, it's going well so far. To be fair, you crashed first, but we seem to have taken the lead because all of the AI have died. Oh god. I mean, that took him down. That wasn't really my intention, but we seem to still be... Never mind. Oh my god. We've taken the LaFerrari. Oh, somehow the not very well modified McLaren has won a thing. I don't know how. Took a couple of retries, but that was incredible. It seems in S+, the AI just crashed so much you can win quite easily if you're just careful not to crash yourself.
What happened? What are you doing here?
Where's Rydell?
He's out.
I asked Alec about what Tess said. If he wanted me to throw the race. It's true.
What'd you say?
I told him no. And well, he wasn't about it. I thought he might come here next, and I couldn't let that happen to Rydell.
Oh, thanks, I guess.
Guess Alec never gave a shit. Saw a big score and he took it.
I know the feeling.
Listen, I wasn't part of what happened here 2 years ago. I just bragged to Alec about where I worked. Well?
If that's true, then why'd you ghost with our car? You had 2 years to make it right.
What, come back here into open arms? You heard Rydell that night. He took me in when no one else would. Whatever. I don't give second chances, and I don't expect them.
So now what? You know Alec's game. What are you gonna do about it?
I'ma hit him where it hurts. Liberate his inventory. You interested?
I could be.
I'll call you.
Still coming for that car.
Good.
So, yeah, that happened after my first day of earning credits. Should we get back to that
Kid.
McLaren?
Let's bring her back.
We will.
That's an interesting twist. So I know at this point this video is turning into more of a bit of the story mode than it is focusing on this car, but there's a high heat delivery for us to do, except this time it's a Yaz one after what happened last time rather than Tess. So we're back to these characters again, which is kind of interesting. But it means we have to deliver all that. There we go, full 30,000. So it turns out we're re-delivering another car that we already delivered, but the other person.
I'm in, Yaz.
Anyway.
I'll holler when I drop it off.
Well, that was kind of too easy. Another one delivered. And another stolen car returned. So, finally, I have $121,000 saved, so we can actually do some visual mods to the McLaren, which was supposed to be the main point of this video, and probably still will be, but there'll be a bit of story mode thrown in there as well. So I'll quickly do that, and then we'll go and race it in its fully customized form. So let's start with the complete body kits. Obviously, equipped is the standard ones. Then we've got Speed Hunters 1, which, well, looks like that, and I feel like doesn't fit very well. It sort of has sticky outy edges, but it's kind of cool. Speed Hunters 2, which is incredibly subtle. I actually quite like that. I would have to put the mirrors back to standard, I think. What I do like about that one is we don't have that horrible reflector on the front, which on that we do, but I kind of like the more subtle kit. And then obviously there's, well, this Speed Hunters kit, which is just a bit mad, really. So I think I'll probably end up going for the bits that are from this one, but I'll do them individually, just in case we don't want to do the whole lot. Let's start with the front bumper, which, well, that's kind of the only option. Actually, that's interesting. Do they all have the same front? No, most of them just have the standard front. It's only that one that changes it, but I don't like it. Okay. So I'm not going to do that. Front canards, we should probably do the wide body first. Those are ridiculous. So let's have a look at the front fenders. So I think these are basically going to be the ones we saw. Yeah, so I am going to have to go with that to get rid of that reflector, I think. I think that is my favourite. It's a bit wild, but yeah, same with that one. It just gets rid of that reflector, which I really don't like. So there we go. We've basically gone for that kit. Now let's do some of the other bits. I actually rather like that. And I don't usually modify the hood. We won't do windows because you can just, well, make them darker essentially, which looks stupid. Front canards. I think it kind of needs some as it's got a wide body. Slightly prefer those. Headlights. Are there actually any options, or is it just... I'll go yellow for now. I might change those depending on what colour the car ends up. Wing mirrors. Those are essentially standard but full carbon. Yes, that's cool. Side skirts, if we can find them. I mean, that fits the wide body, doesn't it, that one? Yeah. Roof. Oh, we can have it so the roof's closed. Why do I want that on my convertible? Rear fenders we did. Tail lights. I mean, you can make them fully black. I probably won't. I'll make them kind of that colour. Just so they look vaguely still legal. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I think I do prefer that standard. So let's do that. Spoiler, okay. Now this is a choice, because usually I don't go for... Oh my god. Why do I like that? That works really well. It's a bit weird, but I like that. Right. Then these are kind of your usual, just massive wings. I'm not sure. What do we reckon? I mean, it is Need for Speed. Let's put it on, and then you guys will have to let me know in the stream whether you like it or not. I can always take that off again. Yeah, not sure what I think of that. We'll come back to the number plate in a minute. Diffuser. Actually prefer the one we've got. Exhaust. Oh my god. This is a bit insane. Okay, that's... I do kind of like those. I do like these, any circular ones more than the one we've got, basically. Those are kind of cool, and they're carbon. Oh, wow. I like those. There's carbon, those, or the absolutely stupid quadruple pipes. No, that's too far. I'm going to go with those, I think. I think that's everything, right? That's all of the body parts, at least. Now let's choose a colour, then we can come back in and... I mean, there's wheels, but I actually quite like the McLaren wheels. I probably should change them, really. Just so that we've done everything, but... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end up just putting those on. I could put some Vossens on it, just to be a bit different. You know what? I don't hate those for some reason. And in that colour against the... Oh, it's done. Right, okay, let's have a look at colours. I mean, obviously... It's tempting just to go with that again, which actually looks really cool on this car. That's actually really similar to that funny McLaren colour. But I think on a McLaren, purple does look really good. Again, things like the colour I can change quite easily in the stream, so we might come back to that. But I think then the yellow headlights I'm not sure about against that. So I'm going to go with the purple. I think that looks really cool, actually. Potentially I should do something with a bit of livery, just have like a sponsor somewhere, but I feel like not, because I really like it like that, actually. With these, it's a shame we can't tint it slightly, because the tint's just too dark. But I think... Oh, apart from lowering it, which obviously needs doing, I won't do any camber, because that looks horrendous. Driving effects, I've realised now, apply to every car, so we're just going to leave those ones on everything. Oh, underglow. Actually, if we're going full out on this, what works with the... I mean, green, given I've got green effects, might be quite cool. But I also feel like pink always works really well on underglow for some reason. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Air suspension. I mean, it sits even lower. We've got plenty of money. Let's just do it. Because I haven't done that on anything yet, I don't think. So that's really cool. I won't do exhaust sound, because that's a bit fiddly. And I'm never convinced it sounds as good when you've finished. But there we go. I think that's probably going to do it for a very quick customization of this car. Shall we see what it's like in a race now that it's fully upgraded? I have driven it in a race fully upgraded without the visual mods. But yeah, let's go and take it for a race. Because it wins pretty easily now it's maxed out at 400 plus. So here we are in our slightly crazily modified McLaren. But there is another McLaren here, of course, the 600 LT, which is kind of the better version of mine. But anyway, mine's convertible and is purple, so I think we're good. So we're going to be doing this race, 24,000 buy-in, which I actually have enough for straight off this time, instead of having to go and do millions of other races to actually get into the race with the big money. So yeah, we can go and win 60,000 from this, bet against soon as possible Pebbly person, and hopefully win. So yeah, I have gone a bit over the top and a bit wild with this car, but it's Need for Speed. You kind of have to. It's kind of part of the game to match in with the other cars and that whole like street racer vibe. But obviously, in reality, I would never do this to a lovely McLaren. But oh, what is happening? I was beating the other McLaren briefly.
The LPD gotta give us a break. Street racers on the move. Let's get them.
Yeah, we outrun him. So what I found basically in these never mind, in these really high speed sprints, the AI will at some point mess up. So as long as you don't crash, you're usually okay. Or Need for Speed physics doesn't do that to you.
You ain't gonna be ahead for long.
Those exhausts are ridiculous. So's that wing, to be fair. Let's go the other way to them, just to be interesting. That was a bad call.
I can do this with my eyes closed.
There's an example of the AI taking themselves out. We've now overtaken a LaFerrari. AI up ahead slow, so something must have happened to them, I think.
And I'm still right behind you. Dispatch, patrol is engaging the perp.
These races are quite long though, so you do have to concentrate a bit to actually avoid hitting something for the whole duration of one.
Patrol here. We are ready to take this punk down.
There's the finish. This final section in the city I slowed down for a bit just to make sure I didn't wipe myself out. And there we go. Like I say, now it's 400 plus, it's pretty easy. So that is a problem I'm finding with this game. To begin with, it's tough if your car's lower in the class because the AI don't kind of match to you. So to get the difficulty right, it's really difficult because it starts off too hard and then by the time you have a fully upgraded car, it's just way too easy. Anyway, it's good money. And yeah, it's good to win our first race in the fully modified McLaren. Let's see how it copes with evading police. Although, there's only one on us, so I think we can just...
No, we took a hit. AWD, first on the scene.
Okay, it's not going to be quite that easy. There are other police cars here.
Patrol no longer in the chase, dispatch. AWD is now joining the pursuit, dispatch.
But the other thing that happens once you're in S+, is you can just floor it and you'll lose them pretty quickly, I think. There we go.
That racer just vanished on Southland Drive.
I know they're in the area. I know it. 2440 got away from me.
Hey kid,
So
got
yeah,
time to squeeze in a job for the garage?
Hit me up.
yeah, later, Riddell. I'm trying to test drive my new McLaren. So yeah, it's good at winning races, it's good at evading the police.
The mayor has fired her entire
Thank you, radio,
campaign
for
team.
interrupting.
Her new staff has resorted to asinine political ads that frankly have nothing to do with the problems facing the everyday people of Lakeshore. Now, this podcast is sponsored by Dreams. Do you like your mattress? Of course not.
Wow, that's a
Dreams
brand
with
of
a Z is
streetwear.
delivering your next
Anyway.
best mattress right inside your mailbox.
Oh, damn. That's like me getting rid of my team before a race.
Anyway, what I was going to say is it wins races pretty easily and it evades the police pretty easily, but I think any 400 plus car probably would. So the true test of cars, of course, is when you build them online to see how they compare to actual people. Whereas obviously in campaign it doesn't really matter. So I've just chosen a car I like, which is why we've ended up with this McLaren. But yeah, let's head on back to the garage, and then hopefully in the next stream I'll be using this McLaren to complete the rest of the campaign. So as well as all of the cars that we've been returning that we stole before, we got an anonymous tip-off about one of Riddell's cars that was nicked from the garage way back at the beginning. So, apologies for crashing into it, I had to avoid that police car very quickly. But yeah, we're going to return this before we finish up with a video that's supposed to be about a McLaren. And because we started so close to a police car, we're going to have that police car noise the whole way. And despite this car being incredibly slow and that noise being incredibly annoying, we've done it 10 seconds faster than we needed to. So there we go, $25,000. So here we are back at the garage with $156,000 in the bank and our fully modified McLaren that is 400 plus and, well, looks like this now. And we need 200,000 for the end of the week for the grand, which I'll be doing in a stream on Wednesday. So if you're watching this quite soon after it's come out, that'll be very soon. So watch out for that if you want to see me kind of continue with this week and do that. I will play a little bit more of it before then. And do also let me know which cars you might potentially like me to take a look at, customize, upgrade, and race in future. This will be the last one I do in campaign mode, I think. Because it'll last us until the grand, but I will potentially build and race some more cars in online, because I do want to play a bit more of this game after we've completed the campaign. But now, though, for a very first look at the McLaren 570S Spider here on Need for Speed Unbound, some customization, upgrades, and racing. That is going to be all. I do know I said I'd look at the brake calipers and number plate when I was customizing it. The calipers I actually think look best in the colour they're already in, but I did go and fix the number plate so it says petrol and is slightly pinky purpley, because I had forgotten to do that earlier, I suddenly realised. For now, though, for a very first look at this car, I know it was in the previous game, so maybe it wasn't exciting to some of you guys. That is going to be all, so thank you very much for watching. Do let me know which cars you'd potentially like to see me customise and upgrade in future, and I'll be back with the next video very soon.